There are many works to do as a Sergeant-At-Arms, but every time he may not be available. So in case of his absence, he can delegate the tasks to other team members. Prepare successor for office. As you know, in Toastmaster, as a leader, we create successor. We guide them, coach them. So it is the responsibility of Sergeant-At-Arms. Now, what does Sergeant-At-Arms do at the club meeting? It is the responsibility of Sergeant-At-Arms that he must be available 10 or 15 minutes earlier in the meeting. And then things should be arranged properly. And the next one is he or she should welcome guests or members. Make a firm handshake so that they can feel easy in Toastmasters meeting. Greet the senior Toastmasters, visiting Toastmasters from other clubs, and greet special guests who come in their club, and escort them to the club president so that those visiting officers may feel easy in Toastmasters. Arrange food service at mealtime. As you know, we feel hungry and we have something to manage as a refreshment in between meeting or after the meeting. So the responsibility goes to Sergeant-At-Arms. And Sergeant-At-Arms should ensure every member that meeting starts on time. We have a system that we select best speaker. So Sergeant-At-Arms manage values and it helps. It makes the team that now let me talk about leadership opportunity of Sergeant-At-Arms. As a Sergeant-At-Arms, he has three important roles: arranging meeting room, welcoming guests and members, and as a Sergeant-At-Arms, what leadership opportunity you will get when you take the role? You'll be setting realistic and attainable goals. You'll plan how to accomplish those goals. You'll delegate tasks as needed, monitor progress towards goals, and you coach team members when necessary. Now, motivation is very important as Sergeant-At-Arms. Now, you should have the concept of motivation, which will help you to successfully motivate member or guest. First of all, understand what motivates each person. By understanding their personal aspirations, their professional objectives, and Toastmasters' goal. Focus on the benefit to the individual. Every member comes in Toastmaster to get value from their participation. So, if Sergeant-At-Arms focuses on to realize the value of Toastmaster, then obviously members will be motivated. make expectations clear. We have goal and we have target. As a Sergeant-At-Arms, you have to make clear, set milestones, where you are and when we'll achieve the goal. Recognize each team members' work. And don't forget to say thank you when the team member accomplishes the task. Develop the attitude of gratitude. And the next one is be a leader. As a Sergeant-At-Arms, you should not think that you're just doing work for the sake of job. Be enthusiastic about the work to be done. Leaders are doing work to bring change and to grow the organization. So as a Sergeant-At-Arms, realize you are a leader, not only the person who is doing more work than other executive members. Now, talking about delegation. See, Sergeant-At-Arms has many responsibilities. He has responsibility before the meeting and after the meeting and during the meeting. It seems a bit tough, and sometimes he or she may not be available each and every time. So, as a Sergeant-At-Arms, delegation is very important. But to delegate the work, this should be clear. What to delegate, whom to delegate. And assign, when you are clear the work and the person you delegate the work, then you assign responsibility, grant authority, and establish credibility. As you have seen, there are some work which must be done by Sergeant-At-Arms as time managing ballot counting and other roles. But as a Sergeant-At-Arms, he can assign those things. He can delegate the work to his team member. There are barriers too while you are assigning the work, while you are delegating the work. The person who is assigned may lose the confidence. They may lose the control. They may be selfish. They may feel insecure and reluctance. But if you delegate the work as Sergeant-At-Arms to the right person, obviously you'll be doing good. Your leadership opportunity as a coaching. You are a coach. When you create a successor who can work, who can take the responsibility as a Sergeant-At-Arms in next term, then club will get the benefit and it will grow properly. So coaching is very important for Sergeant-At-Arms. Now, there are some work which Sergeant-At-Arms has to manage before the meeting. Arrange table and chairs, check room temperature, because we do have different environmental conditions. Set up a lectern, hang off banner. Now, set up timing lights, set up guest book and name tags for guests and near the door. Place ballots on each seat. Display promotional flyers of your club, educational materials, club newsletters for guests and members to see, and your club's achievement that you have got from Toastmaster International should be displayed in the hall so that guests can know what is the achievement of the club. Now, after the meeting, pack all the club property. That closing is very important, which is specially done by Sergeant-At-Arms. Store club property in a secure place. Ensure the timing device in a good repair. Now, have property in our club. So Segeant-At-Arms has responsibility to maintain club's properties properly so that things can be managed and organized properly. Safety and foresight. Segeant-At-Arms is the one who is specially responsible for the safety of the meeting hall and the club. There may be electric power cords and which are needed to run the program. And sometimes we need different devices, projectors, laptops. So these things should be managed and handled by Segeant-At-Arms. He may not be responsible himself or herself, but they can make a team, and the team can work to manage these all things. Before the meeting starts and after the meeting completes, Segeant-At-Arms has a role to manage most of the things. And there are many things that we may be missing, but as a Segeant-At-Arms, they must take care of details, minor, small things or big things, a guest or a member, and how the activities are going on in club. They should watch and they should make the club secure, organized, and member will be feeling easy if Segeant-At-Arms works very effectively. So as a Segeant-At-Arms, they have to reach in time, they have to stay a bit more after the meeting, and during the meeting, what activities are going on. He must be watching all things. And the leadership, they will be practicing, will make them very strong. Because as a Segeant-At-Arms, if we start our leadership role in executive committee, then we know how works are going on outside the club or inside the club, during the club or after the club. Then when we manage these all details, obviously when you go on the higher leadership, we feel more easy to do the things. Thank you.